What's going on, guys? Matthew Moniz here, and right in front of me I have the Galaxy S9 Plus and the Samsung Galaxy Note 9. In a previous video, a bunch of you asked me to compare these two devices to help you determine which one makes the most sense for you. Do you go with the $820 device, or do you pony up the money and spend $1,000? Now, if you're considering these devices, you obviously love big phones. The S9 Plus 6.2 inches, the Note 9 6.4. There are some small differences though. The Note 9 is a slightly wider phone and it's slightly taller, making it a little bit more uncomfortable to hold. Also, you get slightly less bezels on the Galaxy S9 Plus, and that's only because the display curves into the body. The next thing is the fingerprint scanner placement. On the Galaxy S9 Plus, it's in a much better position, and your finger falls naturally towards it because it's further down on the phone because the camera sensors are in a vertical position. On the Galaxy Note 9, it's definitely an update or an improvement from the Galaxy Note 8. It's no longer beside the camera and it's below, but it's still too far up to get to. You still have to stretch your hand upwards to get your finger to it. It would have been perfect if Samsung placed the fingerprint scanner exactly where the Samsung logo is and moved the logo down. The first time a Galaxy Note device has dual speakers. Thank God, this is a big display. People are watching media. It should have had dual speakers years ago. With that being said, I actually did a speaker test, and the Galaxy S9 Plus has slightly louder speakers. It's ever so noticeable. I put a decibel meter to it, and it's like 1 to 2 difference. So when it comes to performance, both of these devices share the exact same specs. Snapdragon 845, 6 gigabytes of RAM. The only difference is the Note 9 you can get with 512 gigabytes of storage or 8 gigabytes of RAM. And I don't think most people will see the difference in day-to-day use. Be honest, I played games on both devices. They both feel equally fast, and overall performance is fairly similar. The big difference is that the Galaxy Note 9 has a new cooling solution, which basically has a heat pipe with liquid cooling 3 times the size of the one that's inside the Galaxy Note 8. Now, honestly, both phones get around the exact same temperatures, and I don't notice a speed difference. I think it makes a big difference when you're using DeX. The Note 9 doesn't require a DeX station to be used. You can hook it up to a USB Type-C to HDMI cable and it just works. And I think the cooling solution helps with that. Whereas on the Galaxy S9 Plus, you have to have a DeX station with you, which means the DeX station has a fan built inside to keep your phone cool. Now, the camera on both of these devices are exactly the same. They are both dual lenses, so you have live focus. They both have the same sensors. They both have variable aperture. The only difference really when it comes to photography is that with the Note 9, you get to take advantage of Samsung's new optimizer, or their AI mode, which basically allows you to shoot a subject, the phone will detect it, and enhance the colors. Those colors only get a slight contrast boost. This is not a big deal. This is something you can do yourself in post. I'd rather have a natural image first and do whatever edits I want later. With that being said, one of the biggest differences between both devices is the battery life. The Galaxy Note 9 has a 4,000 milliamp battery, and based on the short time I've had with this phone, I'm getting significantly better battery life than I am on the S9 Plus. The S9 Plus, I'm barely making it to the end of the day. Sometimes I have to charge up in the evening, whereas on the Galaxy Note 9, I don't have to worry about it. I make it to the night, I have 30 to 35% battery life left, and I'm good to go. And finally, the biggest difference between both of these devices, the Note 9 has one of the most unique features in the world, and that's a pen. But you have to ask yourself, how often are you going to use it? Because me personally, I barely used the pen on the Galaxy Note 8. I maybe pulled it out 2 or 3 times after I reviewed it over a period of 6 to 7 months. You have to be someone who jots a lot, who writes down notes a lot, maybe someone who sketches or draws and really needs the functionality of the pen. So here are my closing thoughts. If you're deciding between both of these phones, get the Galaxy Note 9 if you know you're going to be using that S Pen religiously and you need the extra battery life. For everybody else, it makes a lot more sense to buy the Galaxy S9 Plus. You get all the same features, the same hardware, a headphone jack, you get wireless charging, water resistance for $200 less. So that pretty much wraps up my comparison between both of these devices. They're great devices. One's a lot more expensive than the other, and you have to ask yourself if that extra $200 is really worth it. If you have any more questions, hit me up on Discord, follow me on Instagram for some behind the scenes, like the video if you liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.